Good evening, book lovers. Welcome to another episode of Cath-Lit Live. I am your host, Amy Cattapan. You can find me everywhere on social media under my pen name, AJ Cattapan. Well, tonight I welcome a guest who I interviewed once upon a time for Shalom World TV, and we have talked at a number of conferences and met up in real life quite a few times. But this is her first time on Cath-Lit Live with me, and so I'm very happy to bring onto the show tonight Sister Nancy Usselmann. Now, if you don't know Sister Nancy, she is a daughter of St. Paul, sometimes known as the Media Nuns, and she's the director of the Pauline Media Studies. As a media literacy educator, speaker, writer, film, and TV reviewer, she presents ways to engage thoughtfully with popular media using faith, values, and spirituality. When not praying or sharing life with her community of sisters, she can often be seen at red carpet premieres and film panels around Hollywood. She's interviewed some pretty famous people. I've also noticed she's quite the baker too, if you follow her on social media. So please help me welcome to the show, Sister Nancy. Hello, Sister Nancy.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much.
Well, welcome to Cath-Lit Live. I was just saying, we've met in real life a number of times, speaking at conferences and things like that.
Yes, indeed.
But you have this new book out, and let's talk about it. It's called Media Fasting. Give us the little elevator pitch. What is this new book about?
Sure. Here it is. Here's the cover. Basically, it's a chance for you to recharge your life. Basically, recharge your whole digital experience, recharge your relationships, and most importantly, your relationship with Christ by integrating your faith with your media use and to use the technology more intentionally and to really create opportunities and space in your mind, in your heart for Christ to enter into our media experience. So yeah, and it's a 6-week experience. It's a guide, a daily spiritual guide to really help you do that and stick to a media fast because it's a challenge.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, because we can all be quite glued to our devices. Now, I know you said it was a 6-week fast and it came out before Lent. So a lot of people did it during Lent, but I was swept up in teaching busyness, right? And, couldn't even get on media that much anyways. But I know for me in the summer, when I'm off from teaching, that is a time when I can get more trapped, spending more time on my phone. So let's talk about why a media fast and maybe even just why it isn't just for Lent.
Well, we all use media. I mean, it is so prevalent. It's in every aspect of our lives. So sometimes though, I ask this question, have you ever felt anxious, frustrated, or angry after engaging with your digital media? Sometimes is it just going through social media and doom scrolling? And how does that make you feel afterwards, right? I ask that question because for most of us, it has happened, and it may happen regularly for some people, and for some people, it may become an addiction. So really, a media fast is an opportunity to kind of just step away and regain a sense of balance in our life, a little sense of mental, emotional, but especially a spiritual balance, bringing then God into the very experience of our media world. And it's really important sometimes especially when you think about if we feel so disconnected in this hyper-connected world, we can feel so distracted and disconnected so many times. Well, this is an opportunity to do a media fast, to really step back and think and consciously pray through our media experience. While doing away with some things, because I always recommend it's not get rid of all your media, because that's kind of impossible, but maybe that one thing that's most problematic for you. That's what I suggest to people. Think about that one thing. And for me, it's Instagram Reels. So I had to do something about that.
I can get that. Now, I want to talk about how maybe this is a little different than your digital detoxing trends, because, even as a teacher, I was at some professional development, in fact, just last week. and we were talking about a digital like literacy kind of lesson where we might have kids debating whether or not, social media is good for you. And they even had us reading this one article that says there's studies out there that the kind of dopamine hits that you get when they've scanned the brains of people, it's similar to someone who's like actually on a drug, right? But what you're offering is something different, right, than this regular digital detox kind of thing.
Well, I'm offering what that is digital literacy or media literacy, but integrated with our faith and our faith experience, with our spiritual lives. And I think that's what makes it different than any other digital detox or media fast that's out there. And there's a lot that's out there. It's really trying to help us maintain a mental and emotional balance, but it misses and often misses the whole person, which includes our spiritual life and our relationship with God. And if we think about it, the amount of time that we're spending on our media, are we giving that little bit, any bit of time to God? Or is this taking its place? And not only that, we got to consider even our own relationships with other people. Is it taking away from living a holistic life, right? Of our relationship, of our time with God, but also time for other activities in our life. It's a great tool. Media are amazing tools, amazing gift of God. So we use them. They're technologies that we can use for the good, but sometimes we can abuse them, and it can be for our harm, but also for harming others. So we can use it for, writing nasty posts on social media towards somebody. I don't know.
I'm really being conscious. I see it all the time.
Right. It's like being conscious of our media. So stepping back in this sense, we're bringing a whole spirituality to this experience by this book. We're guiding people not only in reflecting and being discerning about the media that we're going to fast from, whatever that element is, but all aspects of our media. So video games, social media, film, streaming series, everything. How do we engage with all of it? So it's really about praying through all our media experience.
All right. So how do we develop this media spirituality that I know you like to talk about? How does one go about doing that?
Well, I mean, during the book, I guide everyone through praying through the media experience. So there's actually some prayers at the back. There's an appendix of prayers and prayer practices to help you pray through your media experience, everyday media use. And in many ways, I actually guide people in doing that. For example, an examination of conscience for my online life. How do I pray and examine my own internet use and my own screen use? What am I using it for? How am I engaging with other people? Am I respecting human dignity? There's also ways of praying, like through movies, through news. We could be watching TV news. Maybe we need to pray that through instead of getting angry at it and screaming at the TV. Maybe it's an opportunity to do intercessory prayer for everything we've heard through the news, or it could be through podcasts, whatever we hear. I think it's just changing our, rather integrating our faith in our everyday media, everyday experience, which is a media experience. When we realize how many media messages we're engaging with daily, it's like 5,000 media messages a day. So basically, we're bringing our faith at every moment of every day into that experience.
Well, I know this book is going to help a lot of people. I'm looking forward to reading it this summer when I have time to do reading, and also it's going to be so easy for me to get addicted to the phone and start doing doom scrolling instead of doing the things I should be doing, planning for next year, school year, or working on my next writing project or whatever. So I'm looking forward to reading it and doing a little media fast this summer. Where can people go if they want to find out about the book and more about you? Where should we go?
Well, I mean, if you want to get a copy of the book, you can go to paulinestore.com. But I've also offered a 6-week guide to help keep us accountable to our media fast. So if you sign up for a media fast challenge, you can get then a weekly email that'll guide you through the fast. So you can get that through pauline.org/media-fasting. And you can then get this weekly guide. It's a video. I kind of guide people through a weekly theme, a scriptural reflection, an examination question, and a media fast challenge for that week. So kind of to help keep us accountable together. It's a great opportunity for us also to do it as a community. You know, fasting is hard. So two things that really, my pro tips are that we need each other. So in community, it's great to challenge your friends to do it together. And secondly, praying through the experience. We need the prayer. And that's why this book is really guiding us in that prayer experience. And so is the Media Fast Challenge. And if you want to follow me, I'm on Instagram at Sister Nancy, SR Nancy.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming on and talking with me. I know we've been meaning to do this interview for a little while and our schedules were just not quite lining up. I should also say congratulations, Dr. Sister Nancy.
Oh.
You've joined the doctoral club now with me.
That's right. That's right. I have. Thank you so much. Yes, I just finished. I've got to graduate at Catholic University of America coming up in a week or so. So
wonderful. Well, congratulations. We'll keep you in our prayers for that. And thanks so much. I know this book's going to be a real blessing for people and already has. I've heard a lot of people already saying great things about it as they went through it during Lent.
Well, thank you so much. And, you know, if anybody is wondering who did the foreword to the book, well, it's Jonathan Rumi from The Chosen. So check it out.
Yeah, I think some people have heard of him before. I think he's a little well known. TV Jesus, as I like to call him, ever since it's been almost exactly 5 years since I first interviewed him on Zoom. And my friends said, they kept asking me, have you talked to Jesus yet? And I said, are you checking up on my prayer life? Or are you asking me if I've interviewed TV Jesus yet? And so he had to be TV Jesus after that, just so we could keep him straight.
That's right. That's right. Yes. But he does a wonderful introduction to the book. So yeah, so if you get a chance, check it out. Media Fasting.
I'm looking forward to it. All right. Thanks so much again. Have a great night, Sister Nancy.
God bless you. Thank you so much, Amy.
Bye. All right. So yes, I had planned to get a copy of the book. And then Jonathan talked about it on Instagram or was Facebook too, probably. And I went and like right away, the book was like sold out and like on back order for the longest time. So I'm going to grab a copy. And this summer, I'm going to do it. If any other teachers out there want to do the media fast with me, let me know. I'm hoping to start in mid-June through about the end of July and see how it goes. If you've already done Sister Nancy's Media Fast Challenge, let us know in the comments. Love to hear the fruits of that experience and what encouragement you have for people like me who haven't tried it yet. So until next time, I'm just going to wish everybody happy reading.